Hey everyone, this is Demari. Welcome to my YouTube channel. And today I'm going to be doing the Shadow Work Tarot reading for the sign of Virgo. Please keep in mind, it is a general reading and it's also timeless. So this can be in relation to events that have already taken place in the past, things that are currently playing out, or things that may appear in the near future. It's also important to be aware that you can watch this from your Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus placements. Now when it comes to the spread, I'll be pulling one card from each of the 3 oracle decks I have here. So we'll start off by getting a card from the Dark Mirror, one from the Moonology, and then one from the Angelarium. We'll then pull some tarot messages using the Tarot de la Nuit deck, and there will be an extended available if you wish to dive further. So, let's begin. So just while I'm shuffling your cards, I want to say a quick thank you to everyone who's been liking, commenting, subscribing, and even sharing my videos. It means a lot to have your continued support, so thank you so much for being a part of this community. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do, and don't forget to hit the notifications bell so you're informed of when your next set of readings goes up on the channel. Also, I will be streaming on Twitch, so do follow me over there to be a part of the live discussions and live tarot readings. If you'd like a personal reading, you can find my information in the description box below. So, the card you have, Virgo, from the Dark Mirror deck is Addicted. So honestly, I feel like, this can be different for different people, right? There's different things that we repeat over and over. There's different things that we are constantly falling back into or falling back onto. But I feel like this is more about a reoccurring thought process for the most part, okay? Not about so much vices or just behaviors or things that we can't seem to unchain ourselves from. But I feel like it's more about a thought process rather than it being about a vice or something like that, okay? I feel like there's certain habits and thoughts that you fall back into when things seemingly don't go according to plan, right? Or when you feel like things are not moving forward, where there's something you feel like you're just being pulled back into the cycle of. So we'll see what that can be as we continue. But it's definitely feeling like in some way you are, I don't know, it's like, I get this feeling of like, no matter how much you try and break out of a cycle, it always results in your pain, it always results in your misery, your upset, you the one being hurt, you the one feeling betrayed. But that's a paradigm you're trying to break free of, and I know that from looking at your recent readings, this is something that you're breaking out of, okay? So as I said, this can be relating to past events that you're still healing or purging, right? But let's go to the Moonology deck and see what the divine guidance is here for you. Spirit, what is it that can help Virgo break out of this cycle? So you have full moon in Leo, don't let pride get in the way. It's interesting because not so long ago we had a full moon in the sign of Leo. So I feel like whatever was cropping up around that time, okay, I feel like it really did shine a light on some aspect of a situation where you were perpetuating certain toxic thought processes or behaviors, right? Because of what was being presented, because it was triggering you in some ways, or because you feel like you wasn't getting what you needed or wanted, right? But I think that there's a lot of things that started to be revealed, okay? And you started to see where perhaps you were feeding your own fears, you were feeding this feeling of nothing's ever going to get better for me, nothing's ever going to change, you know. No matter what I try and do, I can't break this cycle. And again, that's the ego and the shadow speaking. That's not your higher self. So I feel like it's asking you to step out of your comfort zone, to do something differently, okay? It does require you holding yourself accountable for your own thoughts, okay? Rather than falling into a victim mentality. Because I feel like if you were having disagreements or disputes with someone, you may tend to lean to the idea that, you know, it's all they're doing. But the reality is, you know, we do engage. So there is some aspect of it where we are also feeding into the conflict, okay? So let's go to the Angelarium, see what the angels want to communicate with you. So what is it that, ooh, okay. So you have, oh, the deck was in upside down. Oh, you have Hod, left leg submission, yeah. So this is about the clashing of egos. This is about you being asked to surrender the ego at this time. Because I feel like on some level you're feeling a bit cold, you're feeling a bit distant, a bit detached, switched off. And that's your pride telling you that, you know, you need to be sought after, you need to be chased, you're the one that needs to be in control, in power, right? And you might think, well, that's not how I think, but unconsciously there is this aspect, if this reading will resonate with your circumstances. If there's been like a power play dynamic, right, within you and a specific connection, especially if this is a relationship, I feel like there has been a tug of war with you and this person. It's one trying to assert dominance over the other, right? And if you do that in the bedroom, that's your business, okay? But I'm talking about the clashing of energies in terms of a partnership, okay? And as such, you're being asked to, you know, at this moment in time, to back down, to be more open, to be more vulnerable, to not be so cold and detached, right? To just, you know, sit down and actually have an open discussion, lay your feelings bare, okay? Don't let your pride get the better of you, let your ego do the talking, okay? Let your heart do the speaking on your behalf. Because in the act of surrendering, whatever the issues are to the universe, in the act of laying one's soul bare and communicating from a heart space, it brings a great deal of humility into the situation, and it also triggers something in the other person where either they'll get uncomfortable and flee the situation and show you that they're not ready for this kind of openness, right? Or it'll prompt them to feel comfortable to be able to do the same, okay? But either way, it'll give an opportunity, give you an opportunity to see where this is all going, okay? So I'm just going to give you the signs for this energy now in case it comes up in your environment or in any situations that you are navigating at this time. So it's found in prayer, nature, and mysteries, okay? Prayer, nature, and mysteries. So that's the thing. It's important to just be true to your nature, okay? Be true to your heart, your feelings. If you're struggling to find the words, you know, have a moment's meditation. If you're struggling to find the courage to communicate openly how you feel, or something that you feel like you cannot break out of, you know, reach out to the divine. You can get assistance with that, okay? But I feel like it does require a certain level of humility, openness, you know, transparency, but also vulnerability. That keep getting that message of vulnerability. As many of you know already, you know, I read intuitively, and that's the energy I'm getting for you, right? So let's go into the tarot now. Let's see what wants to come up for you, Virgo. So essentially it's saying don't get in your own way, okay? Through pride, through ego, through fear of being open and vulnerable. Because there is a need to express oneself fully, okay? Without restraint, without fear. Thought that card wanted to come out, I could see it, but wanted to be sure because there was a bunch of other cards with it. Okay, so let's continue. The first card out is the Lovers, okay? This is Gemini energy. So you could be dealing with a Gemini, right? But regardless, or you could even have Gemini in your chart, but regardless, this is about a decision. What will you choose? Will you choose to lay your soul bare with this person? Okay, because I do feel like for a lot of you, this is speaking of a relationship. This is a significant connection you have with someone. And it's like, if you want this person to be open with you, you need to be willing to be open with them. Again, humility, transparency, vulnerability. Even if this other person has been very reluctant and hesitant to do that, you need to set the tone, Virgo, if that's what you want. If you want to know the true feelings of this person, if you want to know if this person really is invested in you, is really willing to give up their toxic habits, to do the inner work, to do the purging, to work alongside you, with you, and healing the connection, healing any issues that you may have experienced. You need to demonstrate that you are willing to do the same. But ultimately, that depends on you. Is that what you want? That's what you have to ask yourself. Is this what I really want? Let's see if I can pick up the card. Oh, sorry, Mr. Crow. Cards are very slippery and get stuck to the table. The next card you have Angel de la Nuit. So that's very interesting. Because it's saying to you that you have gone through so many changes. Like Virgo, honestly, those of you that I've been picking up on recently, you've been through a significant cycle. You went through a significant dark night of the soul journey, and now you're coming out the other end. This signifies it. I did a weekly reading for you, and this card was in it. It's amazing. So it just highlights that you've already gone through the most difficult part of this cycle. You've already gone through the worst of it, and you've come out through the other side. Still whole, still complete, if anything, strengthened by it, right? But the worst thing you can do now is, after going through such a challenge, you know, such a painful cycle, to then let your shadow push you back around the merry-go-round again. Not when you've come this far, not when you've already closed it out, right? This is coming to completion. Next card out is the Nine of Pentacles. So, Earth energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. I associate this with your energy though, Virgo. This is pre-Empress energy. So Virgo, I feel like the more you soften, the more you allow that gorgeous nature that you have of humility, understanding, right? Stability, nurturing, consideration, loyalty, stability, you know, abundant, beyond abundant, right? If you exhibit these traits that you have and come with an open heart and with the intent of understanding, with the intent of coming to a resolution, right? Then I feel like it's going to open up the energy entirely around you. I feel like things will shift in a way that you'll start to see just how abundant you really are. Okay. The next card out is the Death card. It's a Scorpio energy. Transformation, transition, right? So this can be another, really, this is another signpost for where you're at in your journey. One door closes, another opens. One cycle has ended. And now there is a new beginning that's opening up to you. But the question is, what will this look like to you? What shape do you want it to take? Who do you want to take with you along for the ride? Again, more questions that require an answer. But only you can give that answer, okay? And the next card out is the Two of Swords. So air energy, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. This is about, again, decisions. Your reading here is all about decisions. It's essentially saying that, Virgo, at the time of you watching this, the ball is in your court. You're being given a huge amount of freedom by the universe. Why? Because you completed this cycle. You learned something very significant here. You broke certain chains. Like I said, I feel like this energy is more about the past, to be honest with you. So I feel like you freed yourself from some kind of generational karma, generational curse, some, karmic situations, self-sabotatory tendencies, right? Pre-programming from youth. You've broken out of something significant here. The question is, where do you go from here? Do you try and heal a connection? Or do you move on to something entirely new? That's something you have to ask yourself here, because honestly, I do feel the ball is really in your court at this time. Because here's the new beginning, Virgo. Ace of Wands, passionate new beginning. After a period of darkness, there is light that is shining in front of you. There is a clear path now. Which path this is depends on what you choose. I don't feel like there's a right or wrong answer in this particular situation, as long as you're moving forward. There is no turning back. So what path you take at this time, that's your business. But it's something you have to consider carefully, because it will shape the next cycle. So choose wisely with your intuition, with your heart, with your discernment, and go what feels right to you. Because like I said, if you come from that space, I really don't think you could go wrong. And as for turning back, that's not really an option. Even if you try it, it won't be the same. So it's up to you. So I really do hope that helps. I know it's a very open-ended reading because it's full of questions you need to ask yourself. It's saying, listen, you completed this cycle. Now the world is opening up to you. So what path do you want to take for yourself? What life do you want to carve out for yourself, right? What environment do you want to explore at this time? Lots of freedom is opening up for you now, Virgo. But we are going to go into the extended and dive a little bit deeper in these key energies. See what pathways could be opening up for you, what possibilities in love or in this connection are presenting themselves. So if you are interested in exploring that further, there are two ways where you can access the extended. You can go to the link in my description box directly to my website, or you can become a member of the Inner Sanctum, which is my YouTube membership. There you'll have access not only to just this extended reading, but all 12 signs extended readings, as well as some other additional perks. So if you want to join, hit the button, and I'll be more than happy to welcome you into the Inner Sanctum. Otherwise, if this is where we leave your reading, I want to say thank you so much once again for taking the time to go on this journey with me. Do let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you found it useful, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notifications bell. And I will speak to you in your next reading. Take care. Bye.